Let's welcome on board Sudip Bandyopadhyay and figure out what he's making of the market right now. And Sudip, it's really been all about the kind of news flow one has seen from China, stating that they are finally ready to sit across the table and negotiate. Perhaps, the fact that they've made it pretty categorical that they do want some negotiation to happen. They're open to talks if Trump shows respect. And of course, many other concerns and conditions as well around that. Do you think there could be some resolution in sight? And should the markets begin to price that?
Well, I think let's hope and pray that there is a resolution. The trade war, all-out trade war is in nobody's interest. Even an all-out trade war between US and China, which is the largest and the second largest economy in the world, is definitely not in anybody's interest. We may keep talking about indirect beneficiary here and, some tertiary benefit to somebody there. But, end of the day, I don't think it's in anybody's interest. So a resolution is definitely most welcome. A negotiated settlement, of course, is welcome. But to start pinning hopes to a great extent on this at this stage will be a little premature, is what I would think. Yes, market will initially rejoice this announcement also and start thinking in terms of positive outcomes. But I'll be a little cautious. I think there is significant amount of challenges or points of disagreement between China and US. It will take a lot of negotiation and a lot of time to arrive at I won't say amicable, at least a workable solution. So I'll wait and watch. I won't, jump to buy things based on this news flow.
So time to be a little cautious and don't jump to buy at this news flow. That's the take coming in from Sudip. But off late, we have been discussing one theme, and that is crude beneficiaries, because there has been a one-way down move when it comes to the crude oil prices. Brent crude sitting anywhere between $60 to $65 per barrel mark. That's the range for the last couple of weeks. And we have seen some of the counters within the tire basket, within the paint basket, they are seen to be inching well. Shrikant, help us understand that. Do you track or are you tracking any of these crude beneficiaries? Any pocket that you wish to flag off? Because from tires to paints and even add to that, OMCs have been inching higher.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, whenever we see such type of activity, I'm going to say crude comes down and it sustains at any specific levels. And this time, in fact, it is comfortably trading below the level of $70 per barrel, which is something really positive for companies like Asian Paints, which was down for a longer time. And now, because of this, the company can do much, I can say, competitive things in the near term. Based on technical formation, I think Asian Paint is again moving towards the levels of at least 2750 sort of levels. Based on its technical formation, it is diverging positively. That means it is reversing its previous trend, which was down completely. And sorry, from the oil and gas space, we like MRPL, which is currently trading around 137, 138. There also the stock is forming continuation formation. And this stock can also move back to the levels of 150, where it has spent a lot of time. So MRPL, Asian Paints should be on the watch list.
All right, so that's the take on some of the crude beneficiaries. They are seen to be having a good move, and ONGC as well. Just a while back, Kunal did flag off when the stock was higher by 3%. That stock is now at the day's highest point with almost 3.75% of gain. But the other stock which is seen to be making a comeback is Trent. And Kunal, after so many days of downfall, we are seeing a 3% respite or a recovery rather in this particular counter. Help us understand what do you make out of it, over and above that 5,000 mark, but where's the stock headed?
Yeah, finally some bit of respite, and I think this is more to do with how the markets have been placed today, because there's a relief rally across many sectors, many stocks which have been underperformers. So I think in that sense, you're probably expecting that many of these underperforming names, at least the ones which have gone through a correction the last 3 odd months, they're the ones which could see some bit of relief rally. So it doesn't come as a surprise that Trent is also reacting in a very similar kind of a manner. My expectation is that the gap which has been created for Trent, I think almost a couple of weeks back, closer to that 5,150, 5,200 mark, which is the upper end of the gap. I think that gap should be at least partially filled, if not fully filled, for the stock, which means a potential 150 points further upside from a short-term play.
Okay, That's a short-term respite on trend, 150 points higher today, but it's made it back to that 5,000 mark for sure. NBCC, that's your biggest winner today. The chairman did speak to the media and saying that they have sought forward their largest, the target of achieving about 25,000 crore revenues by FY26, saying that they are in renegotiations for redevelopment projects across the country. That's the word coming in from NBCC. That is indeed one of your biggest movers, 7% higher. Sudeep, do you think that maybe from those pure play realty, residential and commercial plays, one could now look at perhaps domestic infra?
Both actually, Asha. In fact, as far as realty is concerned, we believe that we are in a secular positive cycle, and probably we are in the middle of the cycle. So there is still a long way to go before it runs out of steam. If I have to buy a realty stock, I will probably go and buy DLF, on the base of the premiumization which they are undertaking, and the kind of land banks they have in NCR. Amongst the Mumbai builders, we can look at Macrotech as well as Oberoi Realty. I think both do look good. Godrej Properties also can be looked at. As far as construction infrastructure related stocks are concerned, I have been positive on that. And considering that we are having a trade war brewing in the world and things like that, it's better to focus on domestic themes. And construction infrastructure is purely domestic. Also, the government is committed to spend 11 lakh crore plus, which is roughly about 1 lakh crore per month. So significant investment from the government side as well. Private capex is also picking up. So all put together, domestic infrastructure construction companies also will do well. Of course, I do like Larsen & Toubro, and I've been liking it for a long time. Multiple triggers, multiple reasons. But if somebody has to pick up one stock, maybe that's a stock to be picked up. I also like a company, Patel Engineering. I think they're in niche, which is water irrigation and hydro. I think these are, again, focus areas of government. The company has a strong balance sheet. The unfortunate management change also has kind of panned out well. So I think valuation-wise, it looks attractive. So that can be looked at too.
Let's watch out for some of those counters, but let's also look out for HDFC Life because the numbers are slated to come tomorrow. And going ahead into the results, the stock is holding strong with a gain of more than 1.5%. What is the street penciling in? Let's get in more details, and Gaurav is standing by to share all of that. Gaurav?
Well, let's talking about HDFC Life. When we look at 11-month performance of HDFC Life, we've already seen that AP growth has been at around 14% level. And let's also not forget that HDFC Life has also gained market share in terms of AP. But when it comes to numbers, now Street is expecting AP growth for Q4 FY25 as well to remain at around 14%. When we talk about VNB, they are expecting 15% growth in absolute terms. And for VNB margin, they're expecting some uptick in the range of around 30 basis point in terms of VNB margin for the quarter 4. Now, there are certain reasons why brokerages are being a little bullish of HDFC Life, and the reason being that what they believe is that in FY26 we will specifically see HDFC Life being at a better place because ULIPs are actually slowing down. And when we look at portfolio of HDFC Life, they are actually focusing more on non-par products. Other than that, what brokerages are also penciling in is that the FY26 outlook remains a very key thing to watch out for, because when we look at the industry overall for the last 2 years, industry's AP has been below 15%. So any kind of commentary of how the AP growth is going to be a crucial thing to watch out for. But at least in terms of numbers, we're expecting a good set of numbers from HDFC Life in quarter 4.
Okay, that's the expectation coming in from HDFC Life. But Sudeep, I think the big one is this Saturday. Both HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank due to report their numbers. The best performer this year, of course, has been Kotak. But what is the broad expectation from banks this time, the private lot?
BFSI, and of course private large private banks do look good. ICICI Bank has been performing quarter on quarter very well. I think 7-8 quarters they have beaten all estimates on pretty much all the parameters. So even this quarter they are expected to do well. What is more interesting is I think HDFC Bank, I think they have come out now, and I think performance has improved on all areas. The monthly numbers which come out from them have also been encouraging. The recent reduction in interest rate on deposits augurs well for the margin point of view. So by and large, I think we are looking at a positive quarter and also a very positive commentary from the private sector large banks.
All right, so all eyes on the banking and financial majors, but let's also get you some of the BTST ideas. That's just few minutes left for the markets to shut shop. And Kunal, you go first. What's your BTST idea?
So I'll go with a buy on contra buy on Vedanta. That's a stock which I believe could probably have formed a near-term bottom for itself, just around that 400 mark. So would look out for targets in the range of 420, stop us at 390. And NMDC is the other stock which I'll be bullish on at current levels, expecting a contra up move. Buy with a target of 70, stop us at 63.
All right, so our experts are clearly looking at the metal space because JSW Steel a while back is what Shrikant highlighted, and now Vedanta is on Kunal's radar. But Shrikant, other than JSW Steel, which is your other stock idea when it comes to BTST trade?
Yeah, I think, see, like all these power related companies, there also we are seeing good amount of buying interest. Most of these stocks are in fact into or trend, and in that specifically we like IEX, which is currently trading around 186, 187. The technical formation is suggesting us that the stock is heading for 195 or 198 sort of level. It's a buy at current levels with a stop loss close to 183. And the other stock which we like is Bharat Heavy Electricals, BHEL. This one is also above its all important averages as well as important resistance level of 220, 22. Currently it is around 26. Based on its technical formation, the next level to watch out for would be 245. So it's a buy at current levels. And again, we can keep stop loss around 219, which is just below the important resistance level.
All right, so great moves coming in on select PSUs rather, and BHEL is one such counter wherein we are seeing a good move indeed, and the stock is now back to its 8th January highs as well. But Sudip, within the PSU basket, would you like to flag off any such space which appears to you as a value buying opportunity at this point in time? Because of late stocks like BHEL, they have fallen anywhere between 30 to 40%.
I do like defense electronics, and I think that's one space where anybody building a long-term portfolio should focus on. And in defense electronics, Bharat Electronics, BEL, that clearly stands out. They cater to Air Force, Army, Navy, all three wings of the armed forces. And, the order book is absolutely robust. Execution has been very good over the years, and the balance sheet is strong. So, definitely we are positive. Also, with rearmament happening in Europe and multiple other parts of the world, opportunity for Bharat Electronics to get into, government approved, of course, exports of electronic items goes up significantly. They also have got into adjacencies, which is the metro network equipments and metro network related products. And that's where, again, incremental business opportunity is emerging. Fundamentally, we do like the stock, and we have a target of 400 rupees for a 1 year kind of a period. I think this can be bought at current levels.
Right, okay, that's on BEL. Kunal, what's the chart reading like for BEL? Of course, it's recovered from those, recent lows, but what next?
Yeah, I think the tendency for the stock to correct and come back again into a V-shaped recovery, I think that generally indicates that the near to medium term trend for the stock is on the bullish side. And it says that whenever there's any kind of a news flow, the reaction is quite sharp, negative for the stock, but the recovery is also very immediate for the stock. So I believe that that's a positive sign for a stock like BEL. What I also like is that the stock is now coming back towards a retest of its 200-day moving average, and after staying above those levels for almost like a week or so in the prior leg. So I believe that's a very positive sign for BEL. In terms of technical levels, we'll wait out for a breakout above that 305 mark, which is the previous resistance for BEL. But I believe that with other stocks, the other defense names, with these stocks showing signs of strength, I think eventually BEL should break past above that 305 mark. So it could be a good buy at current levels. For breakout traders, they could look out for a buy about 305 plus mark for a near-term target of 320 plus.
All right, so BEL is the consensus buy coming in from our experts. Sudip does like it on the fundamental side, and even Kunal is flagging off when it comes to technical terms. But moving on to another story wherein NASA and HUL, these companies are battling out over the claims about copied products with hoardings about the products being placed next to each other. Anjali is here with more details on the origin of this social media and the ad campaign battle. Anjali?
Honasa Consumer co-founder Ghazal Alag has alleged that Hindustan Unilever has been copying various of their products. In a social media post, Alag did side-by-side comparisons of products that were first launched by Honasa and later by HUL, saying that HUL had been copying their products. Now, these products include sunscreens, face washes as well as shampoos. However, Alag later deleted this post. Now, this all goes back to an ad campaign that was launched by Hindustan Unilever for its brand Lakme's sunscreen. Now, in this campaign, HUL alleged that online best-selling sunscreens do not live up to their claim of delivering an SPF of 50 in their sunscreen, unlike Lakme. Now, SPF or sun protection factor is a measure of the efficiency of a sunscreen. So, in this campaign, HUL said that various online best-selling sunscreen only delivered an SPF of 20, whereas they claimed that they delivered an SPF of 50, and only by rigorous testing, HUL's Lakme's sunscreen has been cleared, and it is certified to be SPF 50. Now, Honasa, in its response, put up a hoarding right next to Lakme's for its brand, the Derma Co. Now, the Derma Co. also manufactures and sells sunscreens, and they said that, and in this hoarding, Honasa congratulated HUL for adopting the SPF testing standard that Honasa had always been following. Alag also posted on social media about this hoarding and said that traditional brands had become complacent, and it was only after brands like Mamaearth and the Derma Co that they started innovating. And she said that with Mamaearth, FMCG brands moved to cleaner products, and with the Derma Co, the sunscreen testing standards are also being met by FMCG majors. Subsequently, she also posted the second social media post comparing HUL and Mama's.
Okay, that's that between Honasa as well as Unilever. Interesting case there, which we'll be tracking pretty closely. But we're winding up for the day. Just less than 4 minutes left to go. Before we do that, 0.5% higher is where the Nifty is closing in for the day, with the biggest moves coming in from both banks as well as the realty plays. And largely, I would say infra, not really pure play realty. But Shrikant, let's have some trends or sectors you think which could hold on to the gains, considering this is a truncated week, with tomorrow being the last trading day for the week now for us?
Yeah, I think, see, again, based on the overall, this particular, on the rate cut side, the street is becoming more and more bullish. So we could see some more activity in rate sensitives. And in that, NBFCs, they are showing relatively much better strength. So in that space, we like Shriram Finance, we like Chola Finance, as well as we are also bullish on few mid-sized banks like J&K Bank or Federal Bank. So these are the stocks on which we need to focus. Also, a few cement companies. I think there also we could see some more activity in the near term. And in that space specifically, Ramco Cement looks good, which is forming some bullish consolidation formation on long-term charts. But if we consider the short-term view, then the stock should be somewhere close to 1020 or 1030. It is available at 960, 970, which is a decent area to buy for, and we can keep stop loss somewhere around 930 for creating positional trade on the stock. So we like NBFCs, we like PSU banks. Most of these stocks are crossing their important support levels. And in brief, I would say that the breadth of the market is turning more and more stronger as the markets are improving and crossing important levels. So which is something really positive for the market.
Seems like a strong closing for the markets indeed, and we can't complain much. But with this, thank you so much, Kunal, Shrikant, as well as Mr. Bandyopadhyay, for taking the time out and speaking with us this afternoon.